What's up, YouTube? This is JP Panther back with a video. And today's video is actually my Falcon Winter Soldier episode 1 review. Again, I kind of want to talk about something before I start the video, the review. I understand a lot of you guys were like, JP, how come you haven't dropped any, you had WandaVision, why didn't you drop any superhero thing? First of all, let me just get this out of the way. Number one, I was not interested in WandaVision. I saw the couple episodes. I was pretty much over it. And to me, my issue with WandaVision is that it was a lot of trolling. It was a lot of buffoonery. It was a lot of mixed messaging with a lot of people because people liked it and people hated it. People were mixed with it. And I just was not I just wasn't feeling it. It just was not interesting. I wanted to see what happened after Endgame. I didn't want to watch I Love Lucy and 1960, 50 sitcoms and stuff like that. If you want to do all that, then just make a whole new franchise. You feel me? Instead, they did with the Marvel brand. And then when I found out with the end of WandaVision, it was just a waste of time. So I felt like it was a trolling, it was a waste of time. But Falcon Winter Soldier, reason why I'm more interested in it, because it kind of has my kind of appeal. I want to see what happens after Endgame. That's one of my main issues with WandaVision. We didn't really get to see what happened to the world after Endgame. With Falcon Winter Soldier, we're about to dive into the episode, is that it taps into a lot of stuff, what happened after the snap or after the blip and stuff like that. So let's just dive deep into it right now. So with Falcon Winter Soldier, I really like this episode. With this episode, we get to kind of see, where he has the mantle, the mantle or the shield, he gives it to Sam Wilson, gives it to the government, stuff like that. Then he talks to Don Chino's character, War Machine, stuff like that, saying that, you did the right thing, stuff like that. And he says, do you feel like you should have taken the mantle? And he's like, every time I do it, I feel like I have a shield that doesn't really belong to me. And I think with this series, it seems like we're going to see Sam Wilson development, and at the end, he's probably going to get the shield, because even in the trailer, they kind of show him taking up the mantle and stuff like that. But it just seems to me is that Sam Wilson still consciously has all this stuff that's happening. Sorry about that. Has all this stuff happening. And it seems like when it comes to everything was happening, it seems that with everything was happening with the world and the blip and the snap and stuff like that, it seems more that everything that's happening around the world, it seems that the snap, the blip, it has caused a lot of confusion. People having all these conspiracy theories, saying this and that, this and that. They're saying that Steve Rogers right now is not here, but he's on the moon, and all this other stuff. It's all crazy. And then, of course, Falcon at the end had to go get this general captain, this general sergeant that was kidnapped. So Falcon was doing all this crazy badass destruction and chaos and just being cool action kind of flick. Then we also get to the part where, and they talk about all the stuff that's happening after Endgame, how wars and alliances and enemies are coming together. The 5-year has really completely changed everything with the political climate and wars and the military stuff like that. Then we get to Bucky Barnes. We get where he obviously, with the snap and the blip and all that, we get to see that he still has this drama and this tension that's still inside him. And it seems that no matter what he does, he's still going to keep having flashbacks and memories and stuff like that of everything what's happening. And I do feel like with this particular series, we're going to see kind of Bucky redeem himself or try to make atones for his sins. And we just start seeing how all the stuff that's happening with Bucky. We're seeing that he's still kind of messed up. He's still lonely. He still has no family. He has no one really with him. And then you have this old guy, I guess this old Japanese guy is his neighbor. He's like, listen, you got to go out there, stuff like that. And of course, in the beginning of that, it was pretty much him arguing with his neighbor about throwing a certain trash, stuff like that. Then they're at a bar or at least a sushi restaurant. He's, helping Bucky Barnes to kind of tell him you need to get out there, you got to go out there and meet other people. Then there's this other pretty Asian chick, and pretty much saying you should go out, take her on a date. It's like, nah, I'm good. And the old man pretty much sets it up. Is like, hey, he likes to take you on a date, blah blah, and gets all that stuff. And then also we get to see with Sam Wilson with his family, or at least let's just say his sister and nieces and cousins, well, I guess you could say nephews and stuff like that, and we get to see how, you know, he's really trying to make sure he keeps the family boat around. And pretty much the sister's telling him is that, listen, we have no money, stuff like that, and pretty much saying that even though you save the world with monsters, it doesn't pay the bills. And Sam was like, I'm going to make sure that we get this money so we can keep going, so we can keep this business, or at least the family legacy going. Then they try to go to the loan and get some bank. They try to go to bank and get a loan. They're like, no. After the snap, a lot of people are popping up. And it seems like even though you have, because the problem is that you haven't shown any income you have for 5 years. He's like, well, I've been gone away for 5 years. And, you know, everyone else is. And pretty much the banker's like, yeah, well, sorry, with the new terms and the laws, like, you know, you have not shown any income for the past 5 years, so we can't give you a loan. And with all that, they got denied a loan. It's like, well, I've had, you know, proof of other government income 5 years ago. It's like, yeah, that's the old term, now it's the new term, and pretty much, you know, they're kind of screwed, at least when it comes to that point. And then Falcons keeps on having these memories, stuff like that. Then it also shows you with Bucky Barnes how, you know, the old man's son, he pretty much talks about his son, how he was just killed, he was gone, nothing really happened to him. And then he's starting to have these flashback memories where, and it's like certain things and clues are starting to pop up, but it seems that everything was happening, you know, popping up, stuff like that. It seems that everything's starting to connect, like, oh, the son is like, oh, he sounds very familiar in Japan. So, like, you know, he's starting to pick the clues up, and it seems like he, you know, when he was with the chick, he just kind of left her, and it's like, boom, that's kind of messed up. And then he went to see the old man, and then he gave the money, and then he looks at the pictures like, oh crap, I've killed his son. So he pretty much killed his son when he was mind controlled and stuff like that. And you could tell that it's going to psychologically mess him up. And pretty much at the end of the episode, we get where Sam Wilson and his sister, they're watching on TV, and the government's like, you know, people need a new hope, they need a new symbol, stuff like that. And pretty much they introduce a new Captain America, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, that's crazy, and he's freaking out. And that's pretty much the end of the episode. But also, we also have parts where you have this like super, it looks like they're wearing masks, whatever. It seems like this other this other like rogue group, they wearing masks and stuff like that. It seems like they've taken like the super serum and tried to use it for their own. That's what it seems like, right? And like the army guy looks like he was trying to fight him and stuff like that, and he got knocked out and stuff like that. He was just trying to tell Sam Wilson. But overall, with this episode, I really, really liked it. Again, I have really no issues with it. Most people on Twitter really, really like it. Like, you're not really having that much issues with it. And also with this particular episode, you're not really having it where people are complaining about it. Most people like it. They're not really having any issues with it going forward. But overall, I did like this episode. I really did enjoy it. I do give it, I'll be honest, I think this was better than WandaVision. I personally give this a 9 out of 10 because it was really, really good. Now, again, we got like 5 more weeks until it ends. But hey, it is what it is. I think this is a good show so far. But I'm not going to sit here and be like it's the greatest show ever until the end of it. But overall, I think it's going to be much better than WandaVision. And I think the show's going to be well received more than WandaVision, because a lot of people just want to see the action and see how the world happened after Endgame. So again, that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you rate and like the video and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace, and have a great day, and take care.